All right. Hey, good morning, my bad. Good afternoon, Waycross. This is your city update, the first city update of two updates for the month of September. And as a reminder, this is supposed to be the condensed version where we discuss a few topics, and then I try to answer some questions that were well, we did pre-select some questions that we want to answer, and then we'll try to go in the comments and answer any other questions that might come up in the comment section. So if you got questions, don't wait till the end of me speaking. Go ahead and put those comments in the comment section so we kind of can start addressing them right now. My staff is also watching, so they might answer the questions for me versus wait to the end to answer the questions. So I will go ahead and start off with a few topics, and as always, I'm gonna start off with safety because that's the main priority of the commission in the city. And normally, when I talk about safety, I talk about it in I guess in a generic type of way. Today, I'm gonna try something different, and I'm just gonna talk about my morning this morning, my pretty much my all my mornings, how I kind of travel, and some of the concerns that I see every day, so I kind of can uh, better describe our safety posture and why it's like so important that everybody, take this seriously. Because as we throw stones about the police doing more and the city doing more, I mean, until individuals decide upon themselves to be more safe, we're always going to have issues with safety, definitely with speeding. So I'm gonna try this with today. Hopefully, it resonates better. So every day I get up in the morning about 3:30, and I go to the gym, and I drive to the YMCA gym, and I come down Ozzie Davis, and then I take that left on Plant, and I go to the gym. And I would tell you every morning that I come down Ozzie Davis, I stop at the red light, and people run the red light. It's early in the morning. I'm always trying to figure out. I know it's the other cars on the road. Where are they in a hurry to go? I don't know many jobs that are open, but that's every day. I want everybody to understand that it is every day that I watch people run the red lights. And then I get down to the Plant Avenue light. People can get impatient there, and they'll run that light too. I turn down all that and come down Plant, and this is the intersection that everybody talks about. I think it's Ava or Ava, that people want to have another turn light on the food uh, lion or giant side, which I totally agree with, because, like I say, you taking a chance trying to goddamn turn left, people just gonna run that light anyway. So, you know, every morning I see people run these three red lights, and I'm on my way to the gym. So I want to paint that picture because that's how hard it is for the police. They will have to be everywhere all the time uh, to slow people down, and they can't be. We only have about 5 to 8 cars out every 8 hours, and they got to control traffic, getting kids to school on time, other calls. It's a lot. But again, I would just ask our citizens, why do we have to run these red lights? I mean, that's the question we got to ask ourselves. And it's not like it's just one or two people; it's everybody. We don't stop at stop signs, we don't stop at crosswalks, and I probably sound a little bit frustrated because I do when people, we're trying our best. We're trying to upgrade our safety posture. We put additional stop signs up. Eventually, we'll have the speed tables in place and possibly speed bumps at some point in time. But if people just going to just keep doing that, I mean, I'm trying to figure out what else we can do. Uh, let me keep going with my story this morning. So after I leave the gym, I come in, I check emails, City Hall, see emails, and a lot of times I go back down Corridor Z because I live on the other side, and I turn up Augusta Avenue. I'm using Augusta Avenue because it's another prime example of everybody got to be part of the solution. If you did not know, Augusta Avenue is one lane, unless I'm wrong. And I'll defer to the county to jump on here and tell me I'm wrong. But from Corridor Z 520 all the way to Ozzie Davis, that's one lane, you know. And like for me this morning, every time I travel Augusta, somebody gets on my butt. If I'm going 35 and they stay on my butt, I have a truck. I got a big truck. You can't pass me on either side. I'm not going to endanger myself on trying to get to the far right so I can run off the road just because you want to pass me to go 10 miles faster. And if you didn't know, if you look at the data, 35, 45, 55, that's about zero point 0.8 seconds on getting that whole street cleared. So I don't know. I'm saying I'm bringing it to your attention because I think it says a better picture of what we all got to start doing. If we're truly concerned about safety and speeding and all these things, then everybody has to actively participate in the solution. I mean, everybody has to slow down and everybody has to follow the rules. We can't expect the police again to be everywhere. And I'll keep saying this: you got to drive defensively first of all, and you should be driving like that's your kids in the other car or somebody you love in the other car. You have to think that way, because if not, we're going to continue to have these accidents because all of our accidents, 99.9% of them, are contributed to speeding. That's the first factor in all of them. And then it's going to be not obeying some type of traffic sign. And then, of course, might be impaired because of alcohol. So I want to start that way because I think that might resonate better with everyone. I make this final comment. We need your help. I mean, this is not a problem that the police can fix. We just got to slow down. Just point blank, we have to slow down. And I say again, when this construction begins on the bypasses and some of the main highways, it's going to take you longer to get from point A to point B. You got to modify and adjust your schedule time for leaving. Just going faster, you're going to make it worse. And I'm really worried about now myself. I know the commission is about what's going to happen when they start that construction, because we're already speeding now. So people are going to be even later. They're going to even speed even faster. So it's going to make it even more dangerous. Again, our kids are in those school buses. Our kids are walking on the side of the roads. Our kids are walking to school. Our kids are walking to the park. We need everybody to actually start caring about this stuff because, again, it could be your child. And that's all I can really say on that. And we need your help. Next subject. And I was talking to somebody this morning about paving on the roads. And again, if you can go on our website and you go to the engineering department, and you can see our master list as far as the paved roads resurfacing and the dirt roads resurfacing. Now, the methodology behind that is a small blurb on how we got there. But if you want to know the science behind the data, please stop by my office and talk to me. I can explain it better. I'm actually going to do an individual post next week, or even probably just going to end up shooting a live stream, because I really want people to understand these decisions. We're not just out there picking this street because who lives there, or this commissioner street, or anything like that. We're using actual data and science because ultimately we got to save money. So if we just jump over the worst streets because of whatever reason and try to come back and fix them later on, they're only going to get worse and they're only going to cost more money over time. And so with that, time is probably our biggest factor on far as saving money. So we're really trying to hit the worst roads first, and we use that. We get core samples of the age of the pavement. I mean, the material used for the road, when the last time it got serviced, current condition, data for utilization for as GDOT. We put all those factors in the big bin, a 70-30 split, and then we prioritize our roads. And we got over 500, I think it's 514 roads and streets within the city of Waycross that we're trying to pave. And again, if you look at the history, a lot of roads have not got a proper resurfacing or I would say not quality resurfacing. So, the time when they have been neglected is costing us right now. So we're trying our best. Like I said, you can look at the methodology behind it. It's a little blurb on there. If you look at our website. And again, this is not something we're just trying to have haves and have-nots. We're really trying to save taxpayers' dollars by addressing the worst roads first, and then work our way down the line. We do have a goal over the next 5 years. My goal is about 200 streets and roads. Now that's going to be a mix of funds as far as the SPLOST, and I stay on SPLOST right now. I am not elected official, so I can say this. SPLOST is the only way we can do our streets and our roads. I don't know how to explain that. So if you're against SPLOST, then the roads and streets will probably not get done. That's the only funding we can have to fix road. It can't come out of the general fund. There's no other way to do it at this time. We don't generate enough revenue to put that amount of funding on our streets and roads. So we need the SPLOST. So please educate yourself on how the SPLOST works. Don't listen to an uninformed person or uneducated person on this, because point blank, they don't know what they're talking about. I have to say it that way because, I really want those people who care to really understand the ins and outs of how the government works and why it's so important to understand this so that your commissioners are not forced to make decisions, quite frankly, bad decisions in fear of, a backlash from the community. Again, we need to splash to do our roads and streets. We have a plan. We have a prioritized list on how we do it. It's backed by data and science, not personalization, anything like that. If you got questions on that, feel free to contact me. I can give you the briefing. Like I said, we'll probably just go ahead and shoot update so everybody kind of can see what's going on because, like I say, I really want everybody to get this. I really do. Because we can be better. We can do more when everybody has the same information and the correct information. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna address a few rumors about how we pay our employees here at the city of Waycross. First, I encourage you, if you're a citizen who has questions, go look at our handbook, and the pay structure is in there. It explains and depicts how raises are done, how workforce employees can get additional pay. If you get training, certification, or promotions, their pay goes up. There continues to be some misinformation out there about who gets raises here and why they get raises. So, first of all, if you are a director for the city of Waycross, or if you become a director for the city of Waycross, when you become a director, then your pay is bumped up to the equivalent of that lowest paid director already. So I hope I can explain this. If they have 5 directors, and the 5 directors each makes $10, and we get a new director, and a new director is making $6, the new director now makes the lowest pay. If all 5 make 10, then that person makes 10 too, because that person now is the director because the scaling, scope, and requirements of their job have changed. They now supervise multiple people, multiple projects. It is expected. Also, if that person has a degree or gets a degree, that's also calculated in their pay increase. So, and that's voted on by the commission. The city manager does not just give that, on the fly. It's presented to the commission. You can go back and look at some of our live streams. You can see when I presented all those presentations to the commission. You also can see when we discussed the budget that I discussed all the job description modifications, because if you have an employee who's doing, who's responsible for, let's say, picking the mail, but they also pick the mail, they also cut the grass, they also fix the roof, but all that's not depicted in their job description. And once we put it in their job description, that requires a bump in salary. Does that make sense to everybody? Because I want y'all to understand that we try to treat all employees the same, but that is built in. Promotions are built in any organization, not just City of Waycross, but any organization does the same thing. We encourage our workforce to go get training. We encourage our workforce to go get degrees as best we can. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we can and we are getting capped out. There's only so much salaries the city can cover. And if you didn't know, our salaries are backed by our taxes. The city of Waycross runs on a taxation process. And most of our salaries and benefits come from property taxes. That's the bulk of how we pay the fire, police, public works, and all support departments within the city of Waycross, to include myself. So that's where the salaries go. That's how they impact you. That's how we give services. There's no separate account for workforce employees. It all comes from the taxes. So I hope that's a better explanation of that. But again, if you have serious questions about anything that we do salary-wise, just stop by or come to the meeting. But I said if you come to the meeting and you want to talk, and those first 3 minutes, because how the charter is set up in our meetings, how we conduct our meetings, we cannot respond at that point in time. So I would say if you really want a response, then just stop by the office and make an appointment, and we'll sit down with you, myself, the finance director, and the human resource director, and we'll explain that to you in detail. So I hope that kind of puts that to bed. And again, I will say this: if you talk to undereducated, underinformed people, and sometimes spiteful people, they will always give you the wrong information. We don't have anything up here. I encourage it. I want everything to be out in the open so we don't have any misbeliefs. Because, like I say, we got a great workforce here. They go to work every day, and yes, salary could be. I would like it to be more. I know everybody's dealing with inflation, I know everybody's dealing with a lot of issues outside of work, and I get it. I understand. We've all been there. We're in a different time right now. The last 2 or 3 years, we are at a different time, and you know we probably gonna be away for a while until we really figure out as a society like how much stuff should actually cost, how our taxes should actually work, and all those things of that nature. So, uh, I hope that kind of answers that question because I really want to make sure that I put that out there. All right. Okay. So let me say this. I want to shout out. I was on Facebook, trying to answer my question. I saw some young people yesterday. Well, not yesterday. I think it was Monday, maybe. It's my first time watching. I think it's Good Morning Waycross, and it is so great to see citizens positively contributing to first information sharing, um, recognizing community events in the city, recognizing contributions of other citizens. Just refreshing. Like I say, I've been here 2.5 years, and I love it when citizens are actively a part of the solution process and they bring, positive solutions. That's how it's supposed to work. And we do have a lot of citizens, a lot of our faith-based community, some other private organizations, some of our private citizens. They're really helping us out right now as a city in areas that we don't have funding for, and in most cases we're not structured for, to help out other citizens, our unhoused population. I mean, Oath, children's Ware County children. I always mess it up. I'm sorry, man, if you're watching. Um, could not do it, and they take care of a lot of people way above their bandwidth. And I just, it's unfortunate everybody can't see that, because if they could see it, they would know the Herculean effort that's going on right now to help citizens who can't help themselves. And we got a lot of organizations that's in that fight. And this is my first time seeing Good Waycross. I just because it was young people, I'm so proud to see our young people actively getting involved, and stuff like that. And I wish them best. I wish them well as they kind of expand their platform because it's very important to Waycross overall. So thank you. Also, with that, positivity. I talked to the citizen today about just trash and certain things, how they see Waycross. And like I said, we're trying our best, citizens. If you didn't know, we have bins. I think the bin is in Monroe Park right now. I might be wrong, but we put the big trash bins out every day to try to get people to stop Monroe Park. Yes, I'm Monroe Park to stop doing the illegal dumping and just bring the stuff there. Also, I put out quite a few times about the process about collecting bulk items. I really need people to start paying attention to that, and just use the process. They're not going to pick up your bulk items because you put it out there. You have to call that in. So it's going to sit out there forever until you call it in because we got a system. We got to account for that stuff, and it does cost funding. So help us help you by following the established process. If you don't know the process, you can go on our website. It's on the Public Works Department's website. It discusses vegetation pickup, bulk items pickup, special items pickup, and seasonal items pickup. So we got a process. When utilized, it works beautifully. And I'm really, like I say, really trying to get citizens to just, because you don't have any reason right now for City Waycross to go dump a mattress in the woods anywhere. You have no reason to do that. We providing you all the resources you need to get rid of those mattresses. You just got to take advantage of them. And really, because like I said, this is our short session. That's really all I had to talk about. I'm gonna wait and see if anybody puts any comments or I get any text messages in here about anything. And I'll just go back and look real fast. Okay. Yeah, so again, I don't see too many questions coming in. So either I did a great presentation today or y'all just don't have any questions. We'll say it's the latter. But I'll wait a few more minutes. I'm gonna touch back on some of the comments I just made, and then we'll call it a day. While I'm up here though, we got First Friday tomorrow. Unfortunately, I won't be there. We got a lot of vendors coming in as we relaunch this First Friday. This is important as far as community building, because we want potential investors in the city to kind of see the population that we can support. Their local businesses when they come here, or their big industry businesses when they come here. But we really need them to see that we come out in numbers. And if you look back when we first tried the first Friday, for whatever reason, it started off well, and then we kind of tempered off. But we really want this to work. We really need this to work, and we're really asking y'all to kind of participate. I mean, the weather's going to be nicer this time. I know during the summer months, 5 o'clock is rough, get off work, and then it's hot to about 10. I think now the weather's going to be pretty nice tomorrow, God willing. And I think we're going through 8 or 9 o'clock. So, and I think we got over, I want to say 20 vendors, might be more, 40 vendors. So that means a lot of good food going to be out there, a lot of potentially good sales if you're trying to buy some stuff out there, jewelry, clothing, all those things. Our local stores will be open. It's going to be a great time. It's family oriented. I think we're going to have some bands playing or music playing. Yeah. Say it again. We're going to have bounce houses. Bring your family now. And again, we're going to have the First Friday downtown, as well as the First Friday Oak Street and First Friday on Main Street. So it's a First Friday across town. You got a lot of things you could be doing during that time frame. Additionally, the city is going to host its next game night. I'm not sure. We'll post probably next week when we're going to do our next game night. And that was a huge success. We want to thank our police force for putting that out. We also want to thank our police force for their painting with a cop. I think that was pretty successful too. Our fire department has been doing some things as well in the community. We want to thank them. The whole team, like I say, the workforce is the city. The city is the workforce. So they're really involved in making this place better. And I appreciate everything they do. All right. So just to go back over a few things I said earlier, and then we'll kind of probably cut this off at 12:30. With this being the first iteration, like I said, this is typically going to be the shorter iteration. But again, safety. I kind of discussed my mornings and just the number of people I see running stop signs and red lights. If I had if my vehicle was equipped with police with the lights and the sounds and I had ability to write tickets, I'd probably be the ticket master because I drive around all the time and I probably see this more than anybody. And just being serious, like I say, I just need everybody to look at it like that's your family member driving beside you. Those are your kids walking on the side of the road, and just slow down and pay attention. I forgot to mention earlier about driving with the cell phones. I'm gonna let you on a secret. All the lights on the highways, the main highways, they have cameras. So when you say you didn't have your phone on you and something happens, they can show you had your phone. You was talking on your phone. Just keep it back in your mind. Obviously, you should not be driving and talking on your cell phone. Most of the cars now equipped with technology. There's no reason to do that. I'm still trying to figure out why people, I guess, checking Instagram, but or Facebook. But there is a feature on your phone if you didn't know where to read your post to you as well. So, but really, everybody kind of pay attention when you're driving, slow down. And as again, we have construction coming up here in a few weeks, a few months. And we really want everybody to kind of pay attention to that, leave on time, be courteous, drive defensively, and be safe, and care about Wake Cross and our children. I kind of mentioned about the how we pave our roads, streets and roads, and the mythology and the priority list how it was created. If you got questions on that, just go on our website and check it out. And if you want further information, just come see me, and I kind of can talk to you in detail about how we got to this point about roads and streets. I talked about the salary for the workforce. Like I said, you can come up there. I can show that to you verbatim how that works. Also, you can just download the handbook. I want to say the handbook is now on the website. It's on the website, so you can go on the website, put the handbook, look in the section about benefits and salaries. It'll go in detail about how we promote, how we pay, and how training and school affects salaries for the workforce in the city of Wake Cross. And I kind of talked about some positive things going on. Again, we are very thankful for all our community partners in the city of Wake Cross. They help us out with so many things outside of our skill and scope and the basic responsibility of the city. Definitely with our unhoused population, our elderly, all those things. The city of Wake Cross, like I said, we're not structured to do some of that stuff, but because we partner with a lot of organizations, they really help out, and it is always proud to see Waycross, take care of Waycross. So we're thankful for that. And then just I kind of shout out some organizations that I follow on social media and I work with directly. So thankful for them, everything they do every day. And so stay informed. Like I said, if you can't make the meetings, I saw it coming yesterday. On the meetings, the live stream stay up on Facebook for 30 days. They're on our YouTube channel forever. Well, right now they are. And then if you heard in the meeting yesterday, not yesterday, but you heard in the recent meeting, we are going to upgrade our website. So then those meetings will be there on the website for a long time as well. So we're looking forward to that. I want to thank Director Simmons. He's got two duties. He's on business and IT. And that's part of his IT department that's making that happen, him and the finance director. And while I'm signing out, folks, we got to shout out the finance team one more time. That's probably one of our biggest unseen heroes in the city of Waycross. Director Smith, his team, Mara, Haley, Mercedes. That's the financial part of it. And then we got utilities. I won't say about name. I might miss somebody. I shouldn't even say nobody's name. But all our ladies down there, the water department team, utilities team, and then we got the acquisition team upstairs. Awesome. They do a lot of heavy lifting for the city that nobody will ever see, and they keep things going. Also with our city clerk department, all they work together with my executive assistant, Robin. Got a lot. So you see me giving our praise the big departments, but we got some other departments that's behind the human resources, behind the scenes, making things go every day. And I'm proud of them because without them, we could not be successful and we could not be moving this city forward. And that's what we're doing, moving the city forward. So with that, I don't see any questions. So I guess again, normally we say all routes. Well, I shouldn't say that. We everything's all good. I say it like that when you do a briefing and nobody asks any questions. But hey, if you got any questions on anything that I just went over today or any comments, we'll still be checking out the comment section on here for the rest of the week and next week. And then once the video gets took down, we go back and look at the YouTube channel and try to answer questions there as well. Again, if you got anything that's been bothering you and you just need to know, just come up to the city. I encourage you to make that first. And then have you getting your source information, you can take both of those and kind of put them together and determine what's more likely true, And then if you're still kind of bothered by it, I just ask you to come up with a solution to fix it. Again, we're open to all kind of, positive solutions. And we welcome criticism. And that's the best way to get better. I did forget to mention one thing back in the safety. So when we block a street off, it's for your safety. You can't see the hole. Okay, you might see the outside of the hole, but you can't see what's underneath. I mean, so it might be a hole that's a foot and down, diameter around it might be a foot, but underneath it could be 20 foot. And that extra weight, when you come across it, when you park, you could lose your vehicle. And I know that's extreme. But I really need y'all to understand that. That's why we have these sections blocked off. That's why it's so important to block them off. And then the second piece of this, we got anytime we have construction going on, it's kind of blocked off or taped up to, for whatever reason, citizens just going there anyway. I guess I guess they're curious. These parks, they are not ready for uses yet. In some cases, some of the playground equipment is not all the way in the ground, and you could really hurt yourself. That's why the parks are closed off. I've witnessed children, very young children, unattended, sometimes 2 years old with diapers on, going into these parks unattended by parents, and that's another whole discussion. But right now, I'm saying that is very dangerous, and I need everybody to understand that. The parks will be open soon, but right now, nobody should be in those parks, especially young kids, unattended. So we need your help with that. That is really important right now. I know everybody's ready to get in there and use those new splash pads and all those things. Me too. I can't wait until they open, because I know there's gonna be a lot of barbecue going and fish frying and all that. I'm coming to get me some food. But until they're open and we did our final walkthrough to make sure everything is in place, everything is safe, everything's bolted down, please do not go in the parks. Please do not allow your children to go in the parks unattended, because that is dangerous. And all right, I guess we are good. Hey, so with that, everybody have a great weekend. Again, First Friday is tomorrow. Over 40 vendors. That includes food, services, gifts, items, all those things. All the business will be open downtown. If you did not know, we have a total of, I want to say 9 restaurants downtown. I hope I mess that up. We got 9. Let me take that back. When I got here, I think downtown, when I say restaurants, I mean full restaurant services that stayed open at nighttime. We only had 3, you know, and you can read to who those 3 were. And now we got 9. So we got a lot of diversity, a lot of good food to eat downtown. If you indulge in those other adult activities, that's down there too as well. So please come down and take part of that. Enjoy the balloons, the bouncy rooms, all these things for the kids. And we want to make this stick as far as the first Friday, and then go back to the second or the third Saturdays and those things with a different type of flavor, and then to the bigger events, the all those festivals we used to do. We're gonna go down there, get those going as well. So anyway, y'all have a great day. It's nice weather outside. Be safe. Watch out for each other. And I want to thank God for Waycross and continue to pray with all of us and watch over all of us. And everybody have a great day. Thank you.